Say something in Russian.
Я могу говорить все угодно.
Is that true, or you just doing gibberish? That
No. Yeah, I said I could say whatever.
Oh, that's what you said?
Yeah.
Can you speak it fluently?
Yeah, I speak it at probably like a 6th grade level.
Really? Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
She speaks English in the 6th grade level. That works out good.
It's time for the Garage Boozing Podcast.
What's up, nerds, and welcome back to another episode of the Garage Boozing Podcast. I'm your host, the man with absolutely no plan, the Chase with the face for radio, Chase Sherga. And boy, do I have an exciting episode for you guys today. This episode was recorded a couple days ago on my dad's 58th birthday, so had him back on the podcast, and I surprised him with a special guest, the Maracho Man, who is, of course, played by a former guest, Marat. And boy, it is one hell of a show. And yeah, the Maracho Man really surprised the hell out of my dad. It was great, but the whole episode is awesome, and I know you're going to love it. So with that being said, folks, you know what time it is. It's time to sit back, relax, kick your feet up, crack open a cold one, and if you're really feeling fruity, take a shot. Why not? Because this week's episode of the Garage Boozing Podcast starts now.
I wish you wouldn't drink as much.
We haven't even started yet. Relax. It's the Garage Boozing
Right, but
Podcast. You're
geez,
supposed to have a
now,
beer.
Right at 12.
It's the first beer I've opened. I'm going to have like 3 during this whole thing. All right.
And then later more and stuff.
Later, yeah. To celebrate your birthday, baby. You can speak up. Don't be so quiet.
You can't go a whole day without having a beer. When's the last time you haven't had a beer in a day?
Yesterday?
Yeah, sure, on Saturday.
You think I have... Well, I had to be up early to do this.
Yesterday? Oh, yeah. Whoa.
Oh, everybody!
Whoa.
What is this?
In all the places, in all the land, in the local New York region, Maracho Man has graced the Garage
It's the Maracho Man!
Contest with the elixir from Eastern Europe.
Maracho Man, welcome to the garage, man.
Is this even on video right now?
Yeah, it is on video.
Who is this guy?
This is the Maracho Man.
Maracho
Oh,
Man.
yeah. Hey, how you doing, pal? Yeah.
Happy birthday, sir!
Hey, thank you. Yeah.
Wow. So I guess it's not the two of us
Wow,
after all.
it isn't. Wow, holy cow, what a shock.
The Boozing Show.
Wow.
Take a seat, Maracho Man.
Take a seat, pal. Wow, you scared the hell out of me. I was like, who is this guy?
That was
Oh, he looks
awesome.
sharp,
we got it?
man.
Yeah, you got...
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, I enjoyed the podcast you were on that time.
Yeah, he's the one that
Yeah.
got caught with drugs.
We've been planning that for a week.
Yeah.
No, it's, what the hell? We come storming in this camp like, what the hell is this? Jeez.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Garage Boozing Podcast. Today I am joined by 2 very special guests. To my right, we have the Maracho Man, Marat, back again. And to my left, we've got the birthday boy, RayRod, here for a special edition for his birthday here.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, RayRod, how old are you now?
Next question. No, 58.
50. Do you feel 58?
No.
But Marat, you've been here before, and so have you.
Yeah.
So you guys do know the rules here. Before we officially... Oh, I guess we already started a little bit. Before we get down into it, we do have to take a shot.
Oh, we do?
He'll
All
probably say no. You're gonna take one.
Yeah, but I won't. I don't usually like down it, and I'll sip.
Yeah,
the
he
thing.
sips his shots, guys.
'Cause I
How
enjoy
weird
it.
is
I
that?
enjoy the taste.
I got to pour him one. Don't give him.
Oh,
two.
you can put. Yeah,
Oh, what a nice guy, this guy. You're my favorite guy that's been on here.
Nice.
Other than myself. You're definitely.
Wow. What about Mike?
That's great,
Mike
though. You gotta
W.
love yourself.
And
You
Mike
gotta love
W.
yourself.
and Gino. I like Gino.
You
So
did like
I'm
Gino.
gonna get my hair cut by him either this week or the week after.
You should.
What do I got to do? Just text him or what?
Oh,
do I
he's
do?
so busy.
Oh, wow,
I'll text
Oh,
him for
man.
you.
These are large shots.
He's booked out like
Maybe
weeks.
I can get in by the end of the summer.
Yeah. What kind of haircut are you gonna get? You just.
I want like one of those. Like, what do the young guys
A
have? Where they
fade?
have like a line and stuff.
Oh,
Right?
my
You know, wouldn't that look good, right?
Well,
That'd look
with like 3 lines.
good. Yeah,
carved in
something
it.
like that. Yeah, man, that'd be great.
I love how the Maracho Man came in with the Svedka too.
Yeah.
Ready to
man.
rumble.
Yeah.
It's frozen too.
Good.
All right,
I was
let's
looking
take
for.
Oh, yeah, gonna drink some vodka.
Oh, that's very
He
good.
does it real good,
wow.
doesn't he?
Yeah, I was looking for Elizabeth though. I guess she wasn't around.
Zagazin.
Yeah.
L'chaim.
Yeah, Shalom. Right? Is that no? That's Jewish, right?
Yep, that's it.
Wait, Shalom is Jewish?
Yeah, so is L'chaim.
What's that mean?
It's like God bless. And
Shalom it means like 5 different things,
Hello.
doesn't it? Like hello.
Can you say it? You answer the phone and say shalom.
Nah, I just do that as a joke with my friends.
Oh, because I was gonna
Like
say,
not as a joke. Like it's just fun.
now vodka's right up your alley, right?
My friends, shalom.
Are you Jewish then?
No,
Ukrainian Jew.
Oh no kidding.
wait, you are Jewish?
Oh, no
Yeah,
kidding.
Ukrainian Jew.
Wow.
but you're not actually Jewish.
I mean, like I'm not like a huge practicing Jew, but my family is all Jewish.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not against it. I just like a lot of Ukrainian Jews kind of forgot about religion because it was persecuted. So
Oh jeez.
you know,
He was actually born in the Ukraine. Did you know that?
Really?
Kiev.
Doesn't he sound like Russian Ukrainian?
Is it true what the Beatles song says
What?
about Ukraine girls really knock me out? Are they really that hot?
Oh, is that what they said? That's
You don't know that song? Come on,
No.
back in the USSR. Come on,
wow.
man. Look,
I don't know it either.
on.
I agree with them.
The Beatles. That's one of their famous songs.
Okay.
Back in the USA, and the Ukraine girls really knock me out.
I didn't know that they
You don't
mentioned
know?
that in there.
Never heard that song in my
Jesus,
life.
guy, man.
I'm gonna listen to that
That's
now.
right.
I'm gonna-
Where'd you get this clown from now? After all,
I know Beatles songs.
Me
I just
too.
don't remember the
Wow.
Ukraine line.
That's
and
not
I know
a-
that song.
I don't.
Yeah.
What's the name of the song? Do you know?
back in the USSR.
Oh,
Oh, he knows it after
Yeah.
all. Ah, he's okay after all. Let's keep him sitting
don't
there.
yeah.
But so you were born in the Ukraine. When did you move to America?
Well, I was only in the Ukraine for like a year.
Oh, so you just sound Russian though. Like
You think he does? I don't think he does.
his
Yeah.
voice? Are you kidding?
I speak Russian.
Oh, can you really?
I can speak Russian fluently.
Are they
but
two
I
different
don't-
languages, Russian and Ukraine? Or are they both?
Sort of, the alphabet is slightly
Yeah, but you
different.
sound so ignorant. the questions you ask on
Well,
here.
Dad, it's
That's completely different countries.
okay. Sometimes it's meant to be like an
Yeah.
interview, but are you gonna?
Okay.
They're two different
Oh, then-
countries. Yeah. So you know how you don't like.
Okay, and you know what I'm here to do today too? To make sure one thing he does on podcasts.
You just
which I
cut me
can't
off. You
stand.
just cut me
I'm
off.
your dad. I can do that. It's my
Oh, he's
birthday.
right.
Did you listen to the last
You're
one?
always that was good. You're right, but you
Okay.
gotta stop cutting people off.
So don't cut me
So
off.
continue.
No,
sir.
wait. Okay, so Russian and Ukraine, two different countries, sure, but there's
Now,
so
Russia's trying to take it back, but
that's like saying us and Great Britain have two different languages. They don't. They talk English, we talk English. They just have an accent, or we
True.
have an accent to
Dialect.
them.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, that wasn't. I
but
don't think that was a stupid
Ukraine
question.
and Ukrainian and Russian definitively has a different alphabet slightly because, like the E is different.
Speak Russian.
What do you mean?
Say something in Russian.
Я могу говорить все угодно.
Is that true, or you just doing gibberish? That
No, no, no. Yeah, I said I could say whatever.
Oh, that's what you said.
Yeah.
Can
So
you speak it fluently?
Yeah, I speak it at probably like a 6th grade level.
Really? Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Chase speaks English in the 6th grade level. So that works out good.
I can read and write it still.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, slowly.
Say something longer, like a full sentence.
Мы здесь пьем в гараже, все будет хорошо.
Wow, that's pretty good.
What'd you say?
I was like, we're going to be drinking in this garage and everything's good.
wow,
Yeah.
that is pretty
Wow.
good.
It's fun. It's fun
Are
sometimes.
you a hockey fan?
No.
Really? 'Cause
Actually, I
that's
love
that's very
I
popular.
love American culture. I love
right.
football and basketball, not so much anymore today, but
Yeah, I agree.
you know,
I'd say football's my favorite.
football is my favorite. Yeah, it's just
Football's not big over there.
it's the ultimate team sport.
True. Who's your team?
Cowboys.
All right.
That was the first football game I ever watched.
I don't mind that at all. A lot
This
of
kid
people
Max
hate 'em.
came over and he was like, this Russian kid, he came over with his parents and he's like, you want to watch the Super Bowl? And I'm like, what's the Super Bowl? And he turns it on. And you know, I've been seeing all these commercials for the Dallas Cowboys and I like the color blue and gray and stuff. And they just came out and slaughtered the Steelers. And then I became a fan and now I've been cursed ever since.
Yeah, they haven't been
what's the
so
Super
good.
Bowl?
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. But I still love it.
Oh, yeah, and support for the Garage Boozing Podcast. It is brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped will help you trim up the family jewels to make everything nice and right for the ladies. Make sure that you're using promo code TGBP20 for 20% off your Manscaped products. Oh, yeah!
So was this back in Ukraine? Oh wait, no, you were only a year.
Oh
old.
yeah, yeah.
Why did you
lived
move
in so I went from Ukraine to Italy, Czech
Italy?
Republic,
Look at this guy's been all over the
Austria.
place.
But I was a baby when all this happened.
Why did you move so much as a baby?
Well, it was part of the immigration program. You had to go through these like different channels. We had to So the Soviet Union broke down. So all the Ukrainian Jews were allowed to leave and like migrate wherever. So, a lot of us wanted the path to America. So, we did Czech Republic, Austria, lived in Italy for a year, and then flew to New York City. That's like my first memory in life. Is landing, I'll never forget it, just landing in New York City, getting off the plane, and just chaos.
Wow.
So how
Chaos.
old were you when you?
I was like 4, like 3, almost 4.
Wow.
4, yeah, like right around 4.
So both your parents are obviously Ukrainian.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
that right?
my whole-
Ukrainian.
Yeah, my whole family.
So
I got family everywhere. I got a lot of family in
do you
Israel.
have, you have dual citizenship?
No.
So you're not a citizen of Ukraine even though you were born there.
Yeah.
Really?
Because you renounce it. You get your American citizenship.
So you're a full blown American citizen.
Yeah. Now, I remember I was 4. This is really funny.
Oh, good. I like this.
So
This guy's got stories.
well, my parents had to pass the test. I was a minor,
over
so
Move this shit, will you?
There.
when you're a minor, you don't have to pass the immigration test.
Well,
You-
obviously.
So
Right.
my parents were the ones who had to study for it and pass the test and all that stuff. And it was pretty easy. They were in America too for many years with us, obviously. So, they were getting Americanized. So the test was easy. Star Spangled Banner and like Bill of Rights, like so stuff like that. So when they finally passed the test, it was like this huge deal. They had this graduation ceremony and like citizenship ceremony at Albany Academy. And so we're all up there on the stage and they're congratulating us for becoming citizens. And, I'm already, I'm 14 years old. Like I'm like,
So you weren't a citizen until then?
I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, I'm ready to go. Like, I've already been in American schools. Like, I don't even have an accent, really.
Wow.
And they're like, congratulations. I'm like, thanks, man. And it's like, yeah, like, everyone else is up there like, oh, yeah, you can appreciate it.
Yeah, that's
I'm
that's
like,
funny.
thanks, bro.
Oh, nice.
So it was kind of cool. I remember that, but it was just funny.
Wow, that's wild.
It felt weird. 'Cause I always felt like a citizen, but then, like, I finally became one. I'm like, oh, okay.
So you were 14 at that time.
Yeah.
So you were like a foreign exchange student, kind of. Well,
It
not
was-
really.
it
I
was
guess it
like
wasn't an
a-
exchange student, but
We
like,
had like unexpiring green cards and like visas that were like we're permanent residents, but like
so not to get too far into this, I'm just gonna say one thing. So you came in the legal way, right?
oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Good.
I believe in that wholeheartedly.
And your family came over and they had nothing and they worked.
Nothing.
To get, that's the
we
way
had
it should
help
be these
from
days.
yeah, we had
and
help
it
from
isn't.
2 families. I'll never forget it. We had this Jewish lesbian couple, and we had this.
Oh, that's a
old-
beautiful thing.
yeah, and they
lesbians.
had this dog named Susie. And
They
were awesome, and they had 2 cool
Good for
dogs
them.
and a huge house in Loudonville.
Wow.
And they just like helped us. And then we had this other older couple, Esther and Nachum, and they lived in this like castle. You could see it's on Route 9 in Loudonville, like right before you get into Albany. It looks like a castle. And I remember being in their basement. They had the coolest toys, like 1940s train sets.
And
like,
they came from the Ukraine
no, they were just American
Oh.
American Jewish people.
and just
they
helped you out.
Just helped us because we didn't have anything.
So that
My
doesn't.
mom almost worked for the mob, and I was with her. It was nuts. We were in Albany, so you get to pick where you go, right? So
What do you
like,
mean?
A part of my family went to Beverly Hills.
California?
Oh, no
Yeah.
kidding.
And like we didn't want to. My mom,
Hold on, time out. Before you get too far into that, so if you get to pick where you go,
yes.
so that you get off the plane and they're like, "Where do you want to go?" Or
Well,
like,
we flew to New York City.
It's decided before that, I would
Yeah.
imagine.
and then
yeah,
once you
it's
get
a
off the
whole
plane,
process.
you have absolutely nothing. So they're just like, "Here's the city." Like,
I
you don't have
mean,
a place to live.
I mean, no, you like that's like figured out.
Okay, so you have a place to
So
live.
you
at
know
least.
where you're going.
Okay, I was like, "Holy shit!"
We knew where we were going. We weren't just like there, like oh shit.
It's all
You know,
planned out
It's all
prior
planned
to
out.
everything. Yeah.
It's just my parents they didn't realize where we were moving, right? So when we got off the plane in New York City, we got into a taxi cab. I fell asleep. I was a little kid.
Sure.
I remember. Sorry. I remember waking up in Albany and my mom being like, "What did I do?" Because we thought that America was like, you get everything is just like lush. There's like raspberry trees, everywhere.
Sure.
And, like every block's got like bread growing from the ground, and it's like, oh, I could just have bread and like.
And you chose Albany.
And we chose Albany. But the reason why we chose Albany is noble because my grandfather, he was with us too, and he had like cancer issues, right? So, and they had really good hospitals there, and he had like a distant cousin that lived in Albany already. So he wanted to kind of go there. They know the area. So we came to Albany. But where we moved in Albany was Livingston Ave. It's like, oh man, like you're in there. And it was like crazy. It was crazy culture shock, but like it was good. I'm glad we went through it. But we got lucky because we lived in a basement apartment. You know, because we were in downtown. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
it was like our neighbor on the first floor. The reason why we ended up fully moving is our neighbor got stabbed. Their house got broken into. They broke into the building. They're not going to go to the basement. Luckily, we're in the basement. They go to the first floor. You got to go up these stairs. They broke in. I remember the whole crime scene because we used to play Peter Pan, me and the other kids, like my sister and stuff. We played Peter Pan right there. There's a few immigrant families. And I remember seeing the crime scene. Everything was taped off, and there was crazy fingerprints all over the door. And like legit, the first girl I ever kissed, it was behind a dumpster, Livingston Ave. It was Trivoli Apartments.
How romantic.
It was,
And this is all Albany, New York.
This girl, Masha.
Oh.
Yeah, behind a dumpster. I'll never forget it. And it was just funny. Like it was her mom. Her mom got stabbed.
Oh, no,
geez.
jeez.
It was crazy. So then, probably
Did
6
she live?
months later, luckily it was when it was super easy to buy a house because it was when, it was predatory lending.
Did she
So
live?
We got a house easily. Yeah.
Okay, so she didn't die from
She
the
didn't
stabbing.
die,
Okay,
but she
all
got
right.
stabbed in her arm and got robbed. The whole place got robbed. So we moved to Latham, and that's where I ended up growing up, which is great, phenomenal. But my parents, I'll never forget it. I used to sleep on pizza boxes in the back of Pizza Nook, which is now I Love New York. But my dad had 3 jobs. He was a taxi driver, pizza guy, which everyone loved him. He made the best pizzas. They're both great cooks, my parents.
Does he still make pizza?
Oh yeah, he'll make homemade pizza and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, he's really good. And then he worked at a bakery. And he had all sorts of jobs. I remember he was a custodian. I'd go with him to law firms and stuff, and we would clean up a little bit. That's where I learned that women have much nicer bathrooms than men.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never forget. It was like 3 law firms in a row. Like we're in there. The guy's bathroom is just all gray, and it just like smells like weeks of misery. And it's like, oh, somebody cried at this sink, and like someone cried here. So and then. You go into the girls' bathroom, it's like all pink and like it smells like roses. And there's like a velvet couch, and it's super cozy.
Wow.
Still smells like shit, but
So you still never you never answered
smells
my
like
original
roses
question.
shit.
Why did your family move to the United States? Why?
Well, the Soviet Union collapsed. And it
Oh,
was
so
like-
you had to leave?
And what do you mean, dude? Like America's the greatest.
I'm
country
not
in
great
the
at
world.
history. History.
America's the greatest country in the world.
I
I don't
100%
care.
agree.
Yeah, everybody
you can
wants
tell
to
me,
come here.
Yeah, you can tell me we're 18th in reading and blah blah. Let me tell you, this is the most diverse country in the world.
The melting pot.
The melting pot. And legit, like the way I grew up, like we never cared about like race and religion. Like I have a birthday photo. I remember my dad was a limo driver at the time. He was a limo driver. He had this other job, and he was a bouncer at a strip club, which we used to bring him lunch. They all loved him.
Oh.
Vladdy, and like, because he was the only one not hitting on all the strippers. So he was the best bouncer at the strip club.
So how did that just go from birthday photo to strip club?
So I'm going off on a tangent. I'm sorry.
I
I'm
know.
sorry. But anyway, he was a limo driver.
It's the Marat Boozing Podcast.
Maracho man. So he gets this limo, and it's my friends, and it's like it's me, and I'm this short little fat kid. Then we got this kid Preston, who's like 7 foot, 300 pounds at 11 years old, huge.
Wow.
Then we got one of my good friends, Ronnie O. Rahman, who's this like Muslim kid, and it like didn't matter. Like I don't know, he was like Indian or Muslim, something like that, and it didn't matter. Nobody cared. And then we had my friend Josh, who was black, and then we had. This other kid who was I forgot what.
So
he
it was a diverse.
It was just
photo.
like no one like cared and like.
Dude, that I agree.
And it just like I don't know, not to like go into a different area, but like it feels like today, everything's emphasized now. Like I'm this and I'm that.
Draft Top. The Draft Top was designed to give you a better all-around drinking experience, and this is how. You take your cool little bar tool. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see me demonstrate it right here. If you're listening, you're just going to have to listen to me explain. But you take your cool little draft top, open it right up, stick it on top of your beer can, right, like this. Give it a little friction, a little to the left, a little to the right, a little to the left, a little to the right. Boom, look at that, quick and easy. Your beer just became a cup. It makes for an all-around better drinking experience. You can smell the aromas of the alcohol. You can chug your beer a hell of a lot quicker. So forget about a red Solo cup, I'll fill you up. Your draft top just made your beer can into a cup. So forget about wasting plastic, doing dishes. You don't have to do any of that. Drink it right out of your can like it's a cup. Slug it faster, smell the aroma, have a better drinking experience, and get yours now. I want you to have one. You want you to have one. Draft Top wants you to have one. So go to www.drafttop.com, get your draft top now, and don't forget to use promo code GBPC15. That stands for Garage Boozing Podcast. 15% off, because that's right. The guys at Draft Top upped our promo code from 10% to 15%. So you can now get 15% off your Draft Top. Again, that is www.drafttop.com. Use promo code GBPC15 right now. Do it. You won't regret it. Thank me later. All right, back to the show. Now, do you think the internet has a lot to do with that?
It does, but I think what it is that Trump won the presidency, so the Democrats said, we're going to blow this up with the media. We're going to blow up our culture.
I almost feel like it was a thing before that, though, too. I just think that might have amplified it.
It was, but look at it's the social justice. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Where people are too like hyper focused on areas that aren't the main root of what's going on, and they're just like, oh, like pronouns and this and that, and it's like, if you really want to change things, you can't fight with each other. Like, you have to accept that people have their own views. But you have to go to the government and look at
violence.
Where does
is not
everything
the answer.
stem from?
Violence is not the answer.
You know, like our media. Look what they're doing with AMC.
The stock?
What the media is doing with AMC. Like the girl, what's her name? Kathy Lee. I think her name's Katie Lee.
I don't know.
She just got fired.
Why?
Because on national television, like they fired her right away. On national TV, she admitted to the hedge funds doing naked stocks, buying naked stocks and selling them off. Which means that they're
so you guys know the stock market better than me. What's a naked stock?
Yeah, I'm not even familiar with it.
So a naked stock, I'm not an expert either, but I've been kind of following it a lot more. It's essentially fake stocks. Like, we're the real stock owners. Everyone who has regular people like us that has AMC stocks, whether it's Robinhood or Webull or whatever you're using, you're a real stockholder. Mm-hmm. That's real money, real cash. You paid for that share. No matter what it goes to, goes down, goes up, that's yours.
Sure.
Real stock in the company. These hedge funds, what they do is they borrow these stocks, right? And then they try to either, and they've been manipulating the stock market, which is quite frankly illegal, but we'll see what the SEC does. They make the prices go up, they make the prices go down, but they borrow these stocks. And they borrow like billions of dollars, millions of dollars. And what happens is eventually you have to report how many stocks you have.
Oh, so then they get caught.
Yeah, the margin calls, right? Which has been happening since June 2nd now. So there's a company, for example, called Citadel that is at risk of losing everything. If this AMC stock goes up over $1,000,
like you think it's gonna,
it's going to.
That's the one I texted you
They're
about.
trying to drive it down. Like, this stock was just $13 for a long time.
Dude, it was $2 a couple months
Yeah,
ago.
for a long time it's been down. And now it's $50 and people are like selling off, getting crazy. It's going to shoot up. If GameStop went up to 500 or 483, I think it was, if it goes up to that, AMC is going to go up way higher because the volume, there's only $10 million of stocks available now.
Don't you look at it though? It's definitely
Probably less.
Dude, it's a meme stock though.
Of course it is, but
I like that stuff. I'm a Dogecoin guy, so you know.
It's not about AMC.
Oh.
Yeah.
What it's about is the people. This is class
The people
warfare.
behind it.
If we keep buying, like I just bought 10 more shares. If we keep buying, even with the price at $50, and we keep holding, they can't do anything to us.
So you think you should hold?
Hold.
But you
Just
sold all your
hold.
Dogecoin.
Yeah, the Dogecoin's garbage though.
You're a fool.
It's garbage.
Dude, I've made over $2,000 in Dogecoin.
No, I get it. The flows. You know, you got in at the right time, cashed out at the right time.
Dude, Chris from work.
But right now, it's just like, you know, it's around 30, 40.
One of our coworkers, his name is Chris, had 220 shares of AMC at $2, and now it's at $50.
Wow.
Yeah.
He sold when it hit $25.
Ooh, see,
'Cause
it
it went
went
up
up to 70 something cents.
Wow. I mean,
No,
he still made
$70, not cents.
he's
AMC?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Doge.
No, yeah,
Sorry.
I mean, he
AMC.
still made a profit, but had he hold on to it,
Would have weighed
longer, geez.
way more.
You're very knowledgeable. See, I always thought when I heard naked stocks, I always thought that was mutual funds that were investing in pornography, and I didn't know that until you cleared that up. That's how foolish I am.
It's essentially fake stocks.
Wow, and that's
They
what
have
it
to
is,
account
right.
for those now, which is what's happening. That's why they want to short the stock. They want to make sure the stock stays low, which is exactly. So if you look at the chart on your Robinhood, if you go to like current, you're green. Everything's going up and like down a little bit. If you go to your 1 week, it drives down. But then if you go to your 1 month, it's going up again.
Yeah.
Because what they've done recently is they're trying to do a sell-off. They're selling their fake stocks now, which is artificially driving the price down.
Right.
So that's why we need to keep the volume up and hold. Because eventually, whether it takes a year or 2 years, we're going to get enough money, each of us who have a decent amount of shares, to make a difference in our lives.
So
And it's class warfare against these hedgies, because what a lot of people don't remember is, I think it was what?
he's going off right now.
2008? This is a meme now going around too, and
Yeah.
it's verified and all that. 2008, protesters out in front of Wall Street because they were mad at these hedge funders who were manipulating the stock prices, and they were consolidating companies and just doing all sorts of bad stuff, and it was screwing over regular people like us who have jobs and are trying to do investments for our future and all that, right? So when the market collapsed right before, they were up there in Wall Street, up on their platforms, celebrating with champagne, even pouring it on the protesters.
Wow, no kidding.
Yeah,
Jeez.
celebrating because all those regular people were losing pensions and all sorts of stuff because the market
They were
collapsed.
losing, they
But
were gaining.
But they cashed out
Yeah.
because they knew it was coming. But they didn't tell any of the regular people. They kept their money in there. They took it and they cashed and they were out.
You know, it's a funny story.
Took the bailouts and ugh.
RayRod over here actually used to work on Wall Street.
Did you really?
Yes, 120 Broadway. Well, I mean the Wall Street area. That was my first. Well, my second.
So is
real
Wall
job.
Street just a Wall Street, or is it like a?
There is a Wall Street.
Well, I know that. I've been to Wall Street in New York City, but I'm like, when people talk about like, when I say you worked on Wall Street, is it like an area
The
that we're
area,
talking
yeah,
about?
the,
Okay.
the downtown financial area.
So you
there.
can still say you worked on Wall Street, essentially.
Yeah, instead of saying I worked
In the
around or near Wall
Sure.
Street, yeah, you can.
What did you
can
do
say
there?
That. I was a bond withdrawal clerk. People would call me when they wanted to sell bonds. I worked for Donaldson, Lufkin, and Genrad.
Okay.
Pershing back then they were called, and I would have to go ahead.
So they're
and-
still around. Sorry to
I think so.
interrupt you.
I
Go
think
ahead.
they, oh, what a surprise! You interrupted
I know.
me.
Sorry.
He called it.
They went to Jersey. They moved to Jersey though, so
Gotcha.
they are still located. So I would just do some, transaction and get the bond that they wanted to sell and get it taken care of.
How do you get to a job like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I put in an application.
And they said you're hired. You know, it's
Were you living in Manhattan?
Queens,
Queens. What,
yeah.
Astoria?
Glendale.
Glendale. There's so many parts of Queens.
Dude, my whole family's from Glendale.
Yeah, Glendale is a very not too many people have heard of Glendale. It's-
Okay.
you probably haven't heard of Glendale.
No,
yeah,
no,
it's
never.
Very, very quiet
Never.
area. Go ahead, jump in.
I was waiting for you to finish.
Queens is huge, huh?
Yeah, very.
He
huge,
loves to
yeah.
belittle me. But so when I just was in Los Angeles, California, the past
You're not going
last
to say
weekend.
you were
Los
in
Angeles,
Glendale, right?
California.
I was in Glendale, California.
Right, you told me that.
Right,
already.
I'm telling the viewers,
the viewers,
listeners.
listen
It's
to
not
this.
He
just
said everything but the zip
Listen to
code.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so I went to LA last week, which is the reason why we didn't have an episode last week. But I was actually in Glendale, California, and it's funny. Glendale's like outside of LA, so it's not in LA, but I went to LA, stayed in Glendale. Glendale's in California, a very upscale. It's like kind of like Saratoga is to us, but like it's a Saratoga on steroids. Oh my god,
right,
it's
right.
so nice. There's
It's always nice. You could just build
Yeah.
more business there.
dude, there's houses on hills
that can sustain all
I
that.
went to the bar near my hotel. Dude, I'm paying $12 for a Bud Light. I could not believe it.
Unbelievable.
But I'm rooting that story back to how you're like, no one's ever heard of Glendale, New York. Everyone in Glendale, California, that I thought it was funny to tell them that my whole family's from Glendale, New York, Glendale, Queens. They're like, oh, I've heard of that. I hear because there's only two Glendales in the United States. There's Glendale, California, and Glendale in New York City.
And Glendale, Arizona.
And I was gonna say and Arizona, so there's three. But whenever you type on the computer in Glendale, there comes up New York, California, and Arizona. All right, folks, let me tell you all about the Pump Action Shotgun Tool. Whoa, there's a tool for shotgunning? Hell yeah, there is. So listen to this. The Pump Action Shotgun Tool, created by the Drunk Engineers. Love that name, by the way. It makes shotgunning a hell of a lot easier, and let me tell you how. So you're going to take your beer, and you're going to stick it right in the shotgun tool, like this. Hold it like that so the air pockets are up here, and then you're going to give it a little squeeze. You're going to hear pop, bam, pop. But look at that. No mess. So right now the air pocket's right up here, and you're going to want to make sure you take this, push that down, and then what we're going to do is we're going to rotate the tool. Hold the beer can in place to the mouthpiece. Then you're going to put your mouth on the mouthpiece and shotgun. And boom, no mess. You can shotgun at the dinner table, family events, wherever you want with absolutely no mess. So forget shotgunning, slamming a knife right through. Yeah, not a thing anymore. Thanks to the Pump Action Shotgun Tool by Drunk Engineers. And you can get yours right now. So just log on to www.drunkengineers.ca. Don't forget to use promo code GarageBoozing for 15% off site-wide. That's right, promo code GarageBoozing for 15% off site-wide. Go get yours now. Thank me later. Back to the show. Now I think it's time for a beer review. RayRod brought some beer, and you've probably been itching for your beer, so I'll give that to you right there.
Ooh. Wow, dude. That beer is that can is so perfect, it looked like a commercial.
Now, this
Are you kidding?
Just so you know, this is not Miller Lite. This is Miller High Life, which is stuff that I grew up with. This is known as the champagne of beers.
The champagne of beers.
I mean, again, some people will go, oh, it's cheap crap and everything, just like the Utica Club, but it tastes good, and that's all that matters.
Sure good. Drop that.
I told you I was going to be here. My whole plan was when you walked in today, I was going to be like, oh, Marat couldn't make it. But you didn't even think twice.
No.
You didn't even think about it.
Well, is that his car then out there?
Yeah, it's Marat's car.
It is, jeez. This is
Birthday
called,
boy.
This is not Miller Lite. It's Miller High Life. This is, in my opinion, an upgrade from Miller Lite. It's stuff that I grew up as a young man. I would drink this. My parents would have me working outside in the mean streets of Queens, where I grew up in Glendale, mowing lawns and painting around the door. What do you call that thing, Marat? The door.
What, the trim?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the door trim and everything. So I'd be sweating like a pig outside. It'd be 95 outside. We didn't have air conditioning back then. So I would go in and I would just guzzle down Miller High Life, and that would really hit the spot.
So
I'm excited for this. Our last one when I was here was terrible.
Well, it's funny. So my dad, more towards the beginning of the beer reviews that I've been doing, he brought the highest rated beer I've had so far, which was a Utica Club. But then
I think you're just doing that though, just to be nice. Because
No,
you don't have to.
What's up with Utica's got a lot of great shit.
Yeah, man.
Utica
Their
Club
tomato
good.
pie is amazing.
Oh, I love tomato pie.
It's amazing.
It's good.
But,
yeah, absolutely.
I like Utica.
He brought the Utica Club, and I couldn't believe how. See, I'm a Natty Light guy. Obviously, you know that. So Natural Light is my 10. Say it all the time. It is my 10. I would. If there was no place to buy Natural Light around here, I would drive an hour and a half to go buy a 30 rack of Natty Light. I fucking love it. And Utica Club was up there. I was like, holy shit, it was really good. So I'm expecting big things here.
Okay. Yeah, I think you'll like it. Yeah.
What's the alcohol percentage? Not that it matters.
I know I've had it before, but I can't remember.
You really
I never have.
Miller High Life, not Miller Light. You've had Miller High Life?
Probably.
Really? No kidding.
I've never had Miller High Life before, so it's fine.
Let's see. Yeah.
He's got to take his glass. Don't you have trifocals?
Yeah, I do, but they don't work.
We already know his rating. 11.7.
No, I don't think that's his favorite beer.
What is it? It's 1 out of 10 or 0 out of 10, right?
0 to 10, yeah.
4.6.
Okay,
I wish it was 6.
4.6.
You ready?
Yeah, guzzle that bitch. Come on.
Take a sip. I always let the guest go first.
Show us your heritage and down that bitch. Come on.
You won't chug the whole
Look at him.
thing.
Yes, sure
Wow.
he will. The problem is he gave you the warm beer, though. That's the problem.
I did
He
do
didn't
that.
have a cold.
But you know what's weird? I'm a fucking animal.
Well,
I love warm beer. I like
I
room
know.
temperature
So
beer.
here's what I'll say. I'm the toughest reviewer for beer
Oh.
because I don't like beer. My buddy Chris has been putting me onto IPAs a lot lately, right? There's been some good ones. This one, I will say, did not give me. Remember the old commercial? bitter beer face.
Sure, yeah.
Didn't
yeah,
give me that.
Good. That's good.
So, based off the simple fact I'm not a beer fan, and off the fact that I'm not all messed up, I'm going to go 6.7.
6.7? Only get this guy the fuck out of here. What are you kidding me?
6.7.
No, I'm only kidding. No, that's good for you. That's good.
bad.
Sure.
I'm going to go 6.7.
Appreciate that. That's very nice.
Yeah. I could drink a cup of this. Anything over a 6, I'll drink the full cup.
All right, I'm going to say a 7.3.
Based on what?
How much I like it. What do you mean?
Yeah, like what? Why? You're not going to give a reason?
I think
why
a
you
10
think
is
that?
hard.
Of course.
I like the taste. It goes down smooth.
I like it more than a Miller Lite.
Of course. That's why I don't drink that shit.
Another high score. RayRod always comes like with very good beers here, so it's not going to be as high as the Utica Club. But I will tell you, my score is going to be higher than both of yours because
Wow.
I could literally slam those. A Miller High Life, that is not bad at all.
The champagne of beers.
Yeah, the champagne of beers. What'd you say, 4.6%?
Yes.
All right, well, I'm going to give it an 8.6.
Wow, that's pretty
8.6.
There you go.
Miller High
Wow,
Life.
how
Miller High
about
Life,
that?
8.6%.
I'm good at choosing beers.
You are.
aren't I?
That, yeah,
was
that's
good.
the best.
Yeah, I knew last time he came with it was in the 9s. I think it was 9.1, 9.2 with the Utica Club. But like,
Oh, wow.
this, like, it doesn't even like some beers you take and you're like, got to get like an acquired taste. That no, I just instantly it's already gone. Could have done it easily.
What do we think? What do we think of the Merriweather?
The Mayweather,
Mayweather.
the Merriweather, the Mayweather fight.
Fixed.
It was a joke. It was a joke. And I'm a big Logan Paul fan. And obviously, I've talked about this in almost every episode recently. I'm completely disappointed. I wanted to see Logan Paul get the W there,
No
but
shot.
But then they even said there's no winner, so there's still
If it
no
was
winner
a real
declared.
fight, Mayweather would have knocked him out in one round.
I think that they both had it planned to keep the fight going the whole 5 rounds or whatever,
need you to
however long it
watch.
was.
Eight rounds.
Round
8
3.
rounds.
I think it was round 3. Mayweather knocked him out.
No, he didn't. It was
And
it
he
was
held-
the
and he
5th
held
round.
him
No,
out.
that's not. That did
Yeah,
not. No,
I-
he didn't get knocked out.
I'm telling you, I've been following boxing
No,
a long
yeah,
time. Mayweather would have knocked
no.
him out in one round.
But he
just
didn't
like
actually.
McGregor.
Everyone sees that one clip where they think he got knocked down.
Right.
He was just ducking his head, hugging him. He did not get knocked out.
I
He
watched
was-
the whole fight.
he-
He wasn't hurt at all.
He would. You're talking about Mayweather or Logan Paul? Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
Paul was
he
not
wasn't
hurt
hurt
at all.
Right.
Mayweather would have knocked him out. In
No,
the first
I-
round.
Why do you think he didn't though? Why would they be fixing this to go 8 rounds? What's
Because
the benefit?
Mayweather didn't need to knock him out. He just wanted to give the crowd a show.
Yeah,
But he does.
But he would wanna.
Just like he did with McGregor. He could have knocked McGregor out in one round.
I don't think that's true.
Well, you got to
100%.
remember that now. Now I know you have a little booze in you, and I respect. that
Mayweather's
and
one of the
everything.
greatest boxers of all time.
He is. But,
He is the
but-
best.
But not a good knockout puncher at all.
Right, he goes the distance.
He's not known for a punch. He
But a
does not have good
boxer
punch.
will knock you out.
I would think so, but because Paul was shooting his mouth off so much, you would think Mayweather would want nothing better to do than knock him out in the first round. He's going to get as much money in the first round or as if it
It
goes
was
8
all
rounds.
promotion. Mayweather even said in the post
I
interview,
know he did say that,
he
which I was
said,
surprised.
I have legalized bank robbery.
Yep, that's true. He did, I'm surprised he said that.
Just like the Ben Askren fight with Jake Paul. I've never in my life, me and my father used to order every Tyson fight. We would order all the Klitschko
Sure.
fights.
Yeah.
It was Vladimir and Vitaly Klitschko, same hospital as me, same birth.
No
same,
kidding, really. I like those guys.
So it was
yeah.
like a big thing, you know,
Yeah.
like Ukrainian world champions from Kiev. We have never seen a guy get knocked out and have his family around him, walk into his car like,
Oh, he was there for the paycheck, dude. Of course.
that was the fakest knockout I've ever seen.
Oh, it wasn't fake. I don't think it was fake.
It was totally fake.
I don't think he tried that hard because he knew he was.
I've seen Ben Askren get clubbed in his face by UFC fighters.
Right,
and
but then he
stand
lost
up.
like his last 3
Yeah,
fights,
the one
dude. Like,
thing
because he got a running knee to the face
Right, but see,
by Masvidal.
Ben is more of a wrestler though background, not a
100%.
boxer.
but he takes punches. I agree with him.
He takes punches.
I've seen
Yeah.
him get ground and pounded and still be alive.
Yeah.
But I mean, a boxing glove is like that's a big like force coming at
Sure,
you. You know?
but why would you be celebrating like that?
Because
With
he got a
smile on
paycheck.
your
But I
face?
don't think it was rigged. I don't think it was rigged at all. I just don't. Obviously he didn't train that well. He look how out of shape he was compared to his UFC fights. He didn't give a fuck.
true.
But what he knew is that he was going to make more fighting Jake Paul in one fight than he ever made
true.
in a UFC fight. Because I will agree, the Paul brothers are going nuts right now, saying
I have respect for
Yeah,
them.
Me too. And they're saying that UFC fighters are underpaid, which is so fucking
That's
true.
so true.
So true. Dana White is getting how much of that versus
They need to be subcontractors like boxers and have their own deals, but the UFC has created a Vince McMahon type atmosphere.
Yeah, they're so underpaid, man.
Yeah, where And we're missing out on fights too, because John Jones should be able to fight Francis Ngannou right now.
Ngannou would beat his ass right now, I believe.
I don't know.
I agree with my dad.
I hope so, because I love heavyweights.
Right, because Jones never fought a guy 250-something pounds.
I mean, he
now.
beat Cormier.
Yeah, true, but that was pretty difficult, and he was more in his prime then. When's the last time he's going to be
He's
rusty
young.
now.
He's young.
John Jones?
Yeah.
He's not
How
young.
old
He's
is
still young.
Well, what, mid-30s maybe?
I don't think so.
Oh, we got to look that up now.
I'm looking it up right now.
I think he's pretty young.
He's definitely not in his 20s.
Oh, he's 33. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
that's what I'm saying.
All right, he's younger
Wow.
than I
Yeah,
thought.
Yeah,
though.
wow.
John
But-
Jones is not old.
but
He's
when-
been doing this for. He was born the same year as me.
But when you have not been in the octagon for as
I'm
many
older
years
than him.
and stuff, I mean he's going to be a little rusty though. And again, he's used to
Sure.
fighting at a certain weight. I mean, I know he fought Cormier and stuff, but I mean that guy's a monster, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Holy jeez.
Yeah,
But
but Ngannou's been knocked out before. He's been beaten.
You know how
yeah,
much
he's not
Floyd,
undefeated.
do you know how much Floyd Mayweather just made in that fight? It was
120 million.
right. And you know how much Logan Paul made? 18 million.
That's still good
Yeah,
for
I
him.
think he
still-
made more than that.
No, 18 mil.
Okay.
Did anybody see the Diaz fight last night?
I watched it, yeah.
What about Adesanya knocking the guy out in 7 seconds and tearing his
Oh, my
ACL?
God,
Oh, my
that was
God.
Celebrating.
unbelievable. Yeah, that was
What
freaking
the hell?
something. Yeah.
That was wild.
You kidding? Now Adesanya, it's like, dude, you're undefeated. You just tore you're out for a year.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you got to train. So he's gonna have to give up the title.
And then the guy he broke his arm, and the
I
ref
don't
is
know. I
letting
think
it
he
go
will.
on. Why is the ref letting it go on? Did you see the fight before that?
No.
Oh, the guy's arm was just hanging there, and the ref didn't stop it right away, and he's getting pounded. And the announcer's saying, "You got to stop the fight." His arm couldn't.
Oh.
It was hanging right. It was the
How's he supposed to
grossest
defend
thing.
himself?
It was the grossest thing ever. Oh man. Then when they go, when the ref brings them both up there together. The guy's arm is hanging down. The crowd's going, "Oh!" They shouldn't have even showed it. It was just hanging. It was.
I didn't even
disgusting.
see that. That's nasty.
Horrible.
It was bad.
I'm going to go back and watch it, though, because I love shit like that.
Yeah,
It was bad. Jeez.
Horrible.
Before we log off here, does anyone else have anything to say before we say goodbye?
It's an honor to meet you.
Oh my God! It was an honor. You're my favorite coworker of Matt Pasara's not going to see this.
He won't. He doesn't listen.
Good. You're my favorite.
I'm Matt's favorite too.
Oh man, you are unbelievable. I'll tell you, I could listen to you all day. Like
Thank
I say,
you.
whenever you walk into a room and involve yourself in a conversation, it immediately adds value to that conversation.
Thank you so much.
That's all. I'll end it with
I
that.
I
appreciate
told you
that.
he was going to love you, man. I told you.
You guys
He's a
don't-
man.
All right, well, the last thing I'm going to say is, one, I love that shirt because I made that for you. Two, see that RayRod?
RayRod, that's great.
Two, I don't have your birthday present yet because it's on the
You
way.
did already.
No, that wasn't
It
your
was the
birthday.
Sean Avery
Yeah,
thing
shut the
was.
hell up.
That was
That's
his.
because you had COVID and you were dying.
I
was
know
on
he
my
ordered
deathbed.
something. I know he's got it.
That was on
you
my
saw it,
deathbed.
right? I saw
Yeah, yeah,
it.
yeah.
And he's
You don't
going to
have
love
to
it.
do
Yeah.
that. You don't have to.
Okay,
do
well,
that.
it's going to be here this week, and it's your Father's Day birthday present. It's
Good.
both, but you're
Good.
gonna love it. I know you're gonna
Yes.
love it. It's sick, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah, it's badass.
Wow, all
But
right.
I showed Marat for approval, and he approved.
Nice.
Yeah,
Marat, man.
100%, 100%.
But all right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in once again to the Garage Boozing Podcast, and I'll see you nerds next week.
My name is DJ Sucker MC, and I'm the best. All the ladies say my voice is rated X. I'm a touch of lightning, a taste of fire. I'm Sucker MC. I'm your desire. Yeah, boy.
Woof! What an episode. Marat always has great stories, and my dad always likes to give me shit for my drinking, so I knew the two of them would be one hell of a combo. And yeah, turned out to be a great episode. Can't wait to have RayRod back in the garage. And same with you, Maracho man. Thank you guys both for joining me on this episode of the Garage Boozing Podcast. You guys are each a blast every single time. But folks, please don't forget the absolute #1 way to support the brand. Buy some merch. We've got hats, we've got t-shirts, we've got hoodies, we got sweatshirts. You name it, we got it. And it's all available to you at www.garageboozing.net. And nerds, don't forget to follow the brand on all of your favorite social media accounts at Garage Boozing, as well as YouTube, if you'd rather watch than listen. And of course, don't forget to follow, like, subscribe, whatever the button is, on all of your favorite podcast platforms so you can be notified as soon as a new episode is released. We are on Spotify, we're on Amazon Music, we're on iHeartRadio, we're on Pandora, we are everywhere. All podcast platforms, you name it, we're there. Go subscribe. Thank you. Well, that's all the time we have for today. And guys, thank you so much for your support. This whole thing would not be possible without all of you. So I thank you guys every week. I'm going to continue to do so because without you, there's no brand, there's no podcast. So thank you guys so much for all of your support. And with all that being said, I'll see you nerds next week.
Ladies, gentlemen, and nerds. Do you have what it takes to be a guest on the fastest growing, alcohol chugging, and nonsense talking podcast? Well, now is your chance. The Garage Boozing Podcast has new guests every week, and you could be one of them. Just simply log on to www.garageboozing.net, click the Be on the Show tab, and submit your information. It's that simple. Join the boozement, or be a loser. Don't miss your chance, because we're taking this to the moon.